Hello, friends. So today we're talking about the routines that effortlessly elegant people follow all the time. The things that they do day in and day out that you too can do at home starting today that can help you feel effortlessly elegant at all times. Now remember, grace does not come from perfection. It's not about being perfect. It's about consistency. And the routines that elegant people follow are consistent. So on that note, let's get started. I'm going to take you through a list of things you can start doing today to help yourself look and feel effortlessly elegant. Get dressed completely every day, even if you're just staying home. So this is something that, you might think, okay, it's Saturday, I'm not leaving the house, I'm just going to binge watch my favorite show, but that still is not the time that you just want to stay in your pajamas all day. So when you just don't feel like getting out of bed, that's the exact time that you should get out of bed and get yourself dressed completely. Because if you dress sloppily or you don't get out of your pajamas, you will probably treat that day with not much ambition. You probably won't get that much out of your day. It's a simple thing to do, but it's something that effortlessly elegant people do every day. Now, I have this theory in my book, Modern Etiquette Made Easy, that's called the right hand ring mentality. So what this is if you're having a day where you just do not feel good for whatever reason, I'm not saying you're sick, you actually just, maybe you have got the blues, maybe you just don't have motivation, that kind of don't feel good day, then I want you to go find the most fabulous thing you own. It doesn't matter what it is. For me, it's a right hand ring. It's this big cocktail ring that has an aquamarine stone that I got at a vintage market. That's so fabulous and over the top. But when I'm not feeling great, I put it on because then it's almost like, okay, if I'm wearing this ring, the rest of me has to match this energy because I can't be in pajamas wearing this giant cocktail ring. But put on one thing that makes you feel fabulous and it will transform your day and your motivation as well. So try that little trick. But remember, effortlessly elegant people make the habit every day of getting dressed. Next, hydration. So every single day, when you wake up, put a glass of water right next to your bed. And before you get out of bed, you drink that water. This is something that my nutritionist taught me years ago. My brother, who's a physician, he was trained at Harvard, always says there is nothing more important in your day than that first glass of water to start all of your body functions, your brain function, all of your internal organs, everything. Hydrate your skin, get your brain working. Now, interestingly, there was a study that revealed 75% of the United States of America is chronically dehydrated. And this affects your entire body. This affects your levels of happiness and joy all the way to your body and how it functions and how healthy you are, how you digest food, your brain functionality. Can you imagine? So staying hydrated is one of the key go-to things that will help you looking and feeling great every single day. Next, they wake up early. And this is consistent. So they wake up before, if you have a household, they wake up before 15 minutes, just 15 minutes is fine, before the rest of the household. Or before your partner. Or if you live alone, just wake up at the same time consistently every single day. It's about staying organized by waking up early. And by 15 minutes ahead of everyone else in your household, it gives you just a few minutes just to go, and maybe it's to have your glass of water or to then go downstairs and set the coffee pot on. So remember, a little piece of quiet and a little bit of mindfulness and a little bit of you time makes a massive difference for the rest of the day. It sets the tone to a calm, elegant, and organized day. Next is start your day in a robe. So think about, all the old Hollywood movies about the glamorous woman in her robe getting ready, or the perfect gentleman in that beautiful morning robe, relaxed reading his paper. Now there's something to that. Now, the reason is that when you first get out of bed, you get out of your pajamas, right? Remember, we start our day, we get out of the pajamas to motivate and start our day. And maybe step 2 is getting dressed completely. But you might have skipped a step. Because what I like to do, I follow this rule myself, I get into my robe, a nice, just cozy robe. I wake up 15 minutes early. That's the first thing I do, and it sets the tone. It's luxurious, it's cozy, it gets me started, it's a routine. And then the other thing about a robe is that you get dressed in your robe. So if you're putting on your makeup or your hair, you're not getting it on your white blouse or your shirt that day or your outfit or your dress or your suit or your tie, whatever it might be. You will get the robe, you'll get the robe dirty, which is much easier to wash and launder than your clothing for the day. So I think that is one of the easiest things to do. I sit in my vanity, I have my robe on, I do my hair, I do my makeup, and then the last step is getting dressed for the day, and off you go. Once you have that cup of water next to you, maybe you have your robe on, whatever it might be, before you leave to go downstairs to have breakfast, to have your coffee, whatever it is, take 3 minutes to make your bed, to fluff the pillows, to put everything in an organized manner from the bed. So this just sets the tone to an organized and elegant day. So coming back into your room or at the end of the day with a messy bed and covers. So elegant people, literally every single day, they make their beds, or if they have somebody to make their beds for them. I don't at home, so I make my bed every day. But that's something that is really important. It's a routine. It means you're starting your day. It's organized. It sets the tone for an organized starting day, and it's really just off you go. Now you'll start seeing a theme here, but the next one is to leave a buffer for time for wherever you go. So what does this mean? So for me, I set my watch 7 minutes early. Every single day, my watch is 7 minutes early. So that if I know I need to leave the house by 8 a.m. every day or 7:30 a.m. every day to drop the kids off or to get to work, I'm ahead of time. I'm ahead of the game. And it works. It's almost like a panic mode. You look at you say, oh my goodness, I'm late, when really you're not. And then it starts your day, so you're always on time, because people who are on time are respectful to other people. Being on time shows respect. It's good etiquette. So you are showing people good manners by being on time or even a little bit early. Don't overstuff your bags. So you've never seen, I always like to say, you would never see, think about the most graceful person you can imagine. Let's say Princess Grace, for example. You would never see Princess Grace running down the streets with her bags overflowing of her shoes and her, everything that she needed for the day. Her bag was simple. It was closed. It was, nice and tidy and neat. And she wasn't overstuffed. So make sure you're organized. Don't overstuff your bags. If it can't zip up, then there's too much in there. That's always my rule. In my previous YouTube about what I put in my bag, I talk about the essentials. If you want to go back and look at that and what I do, and that's my test too. If it doesn't zip, then something needs to come out. But we don't want to overstuff our bags, and that's a very simple little trick that you can follow. At the end of the day, the most elegant people I know have a transition time. They come home, they put on their house slippers, their evening house slippers, they take off their work clothes, maybe you put back on that robe that transitions, but they take off their work clothes, maybe you put on loungewear or something like that, but they transition into evening. So it's a routine. So, it is something here that you're going from morning to your work clothes, if you don't work, whatever you do during the day, your day clothes, and then your evening routine, and then you transition into your evening kind of nighttime routine. Then there's that nighttime skin routine. So it's taking off makeup if you wear makeup. It is, if you don't, it's making sure your face is clean from all the toxins of the day that you've been walking through, especially if you live in a city right? So just having a facial cleanse, whether it's a cleansing wipe or a cleanser that you use over the sink or in the shower. And then it is taking off everything, cleaning yourself. Maybe you hop in the shower, and I actually keep a cleanser in my shower, a little pump cleanser, and I do my face and then I have my body, and then you are setting the tone for the rest of the evening. Now, I have a rule where I do not turn on any electronics after 10 p.m. That is my hard stop. I'm in bed. Of course, there are exceptions if you have an event or you're working late. But generally speaking, 10 o'clock, there's no more phone, there's no more computer, no more TV. That's it. And so I think elegant people end their evenings with a bedtime, choosing a bedtime and sticking to it. And, maybe it's just reading a book if you can't fall asleep after that. Laying out what you're going to wear. Every single night, I lay out for my whole family. Everybody does this. All both my children have their clothes laid out for the next day. I have my outfit hung, ready to go for the next day. I put out my accessories, my jewelry. I have my makeup bag. So it's easy. It's effortlessly easy in the morning. I'm not a morning person, so for my brain just to kind of go into routine mode. But I think you'll see the theme of this whole video is routine. So one thing you can do is take out a piece of paper or your computer or whatever it is and make right now a routine for yourself for the next day that you're going to start following tomorrow. That you can, maybe it's something that maybe you're watching this video and you say, ooh, I've never tried that. I've never done that. But these are easy things that you can do at home. Now, I'm very curious, which of these will you start implementing or would you like to try to put into your day-to-day routine that will help you look and feel elegant and polished and organized and ready to go? For me, the time that I heard about the water, that was it for me. And I've never stopped after that, and I felt like a new person. On that note, thank you so much for joining me. I cannot wait to see you next time.